From the moment I saw your smiling face, I knew in my heart you were my saving grace. You're the sunshine on my darkest days. With you, I'm lost in an endless maze. Every touch, every kiss sets me free. In your arms is where I long to be. Together we'll face whatever comes our way. Forever and always we'll seize the day.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Turn the Page. My name is Janine. And if this is the first time that you're actually seeing me, welcome. And I appreciate you being here and look forward to seeing you again. My community is starting to really grow. And I think it's because of the fact that I have a cornucopia of different things, right? I can use cornucopia. Fall is on its way in. We're getting real close to September. And lots of changes are coming up. And I thought what I would do a little bit after I want to go through some, I guess it's some news stuff. I want to talk about a little bit headlines news. I'm not going to go into each one of the stories, but I also want to do readings for anybody out there that wants a reading on both of my YouTube channels and also out on Rumble. So I've got Rumble up, and we're going to get to a few of those things. I want to wait to see if more people do jump on. I'm starting a little bit later than usual because I follow the algorithms that they have out there, the analytics and stuff like that. So I'm going to see how well I do it this time. Okay, so earlier today I actually did do a reading for somebody in reference to the relationship. And I tell you, the reading was really kind of awesome. And I thought, well, let's see what's going on with astrology. So I sat down and I listened to R.I.K. You guys can go out there on YouTube. He has done a great review of each week. He takes his time. He breaks down each day. And we are going to be moving into a particular time. And I believe it's going to probably be around September 1st, September 2nd, where we're going to have to take a little bit closer look at who we are in our relationships to other things out there, not just relationships, you know, on a romantic wise. It's relationships across the board. And I've been saying this for so long. And that's one of my things that I've come in this lifetime is to learn about relationships and how that is going to play out. So if you do have a question, and I need the question from you, I can't just pick up on your handle for this particular one. Please put it in the chat. I see Ronnie is out there. Everybody give a hand. Yay, Ronnie. She says, hello, Janine and TTP fam. And I also see who else is out there? Mary J. It's Mary Divine Starseed. And let's see. So that's what I'm seeing right now. And I think Colleen is out there also. Yeah, she's like, perfect timing. I just got home. So if some of you are older and you've lived your life, you might have been in some relationships. You may have fallen out of some relationships. You might still be in a relationship and you're just kind of looking to say, what else is there for me in an existing relationship, or how can I have a relationship? I'm a younger person, and I want to know, how do I fix the relationship? What's going on with this relationship? What am I not seeing? A lot of times we could be so into our relationship that we can't see certain signs, and maybe I can help you with that. And all you got to do is let me know. And you say, pick me. In any of the chats here, whether it's Rumble or YouTube, you just say, pick me, and I'll star you off and try to get to you. And it could just be, well, I'm, you know, in my 60s, and is it possible that I could have a relationship? Anything is possible for anybody out there, because love is not an impossible thing. And then you say, well, I don't really know if I want love. You don't have to have love. You could be able to just say, I want somebody in my life that I could go and do things with. And so that's where we're at here today. All right. So, hey, Melinda is out there. Hello, Melinda. How are you doing? A long time no see. If you do have a question about a relationship, whether it's with your parents, whether it's with your significant other, whether it's with work, business relationships, those are the type of things that I'm talking about. Let's see what the cards say for you. I'm actually going to I've got 2 decks out here today, and I thought if somebody's asking more in the lines of romance, I am going to use let's see here. This is Arcana Shores deck of cards. She happened to send them to me. They're all gold lined and stuff like that. And they're she is, if you don't know Kristen Lee, you could jump over to her channel and check her out. She is a hopeless romantic at heart. And that's what her cards signify. When first time she sent me them, I think it was before she was, maybe she already had them out. I don't know. But I was like, oh, these are beautiful. They're all about romance and love and Hallmark. That's what these are. These are in the line of the Hallmark. So if you want these, I'll, if it's a romance, or if you're just saying, what was the deal with the person that I was married to, or what was the deal with the person I was dating to? Is that karmic cleared? That type of thing. It's just relationships. All right. So I'm just going to see if I'll just give everyone a minute or two out here. I don't see any questions. If I miss them, the moderators, just give me a shout out. Oh, Melinda Rose says, I watch every show. Thank you, sweetheart. If you guys don't know who Melinda Rose is, she's the one that basically came on to my channel, and I don't remember which channel it was, but she's very much herbalist. She grows things in her garden, and she heals from Mother Earth, and she talked about products, and we need to get back to that again. I was just talking with somebody else earlier today. It says there's so much crap out in the grocery stores. What can I actually use instead of what are they selling? How do I take my power back and eat what is right for me and right for my body and stuff like that? So there you guys go. All right. So thank you, Ronnie, for putting that up in there. So the first thing, I want to just find my Rumble, see if anybody out there, you just have to say pick me. And what I will do is I'll go from Rumble to the YouTube channel. Even if it is a relationship with your cat, your dog, your kids. I'm just trying to find my Rumble, see if anybody is out there. There it is. All right. So let's see here. Let's kind of move this over to my other screen. All right. So that's what I have right now. Right now, I'm not seeing anybody out there, but that's okay. It'll all come to you, Let's see what we have here. All right. So the first thing I want to kind of talk about is that this is headline stories that are coming out just to fill in the space here. I hope you guys don't get too bored with it. If you do, just give me a shout out and I will stop. So the cholesterol and heart drug are, see if I can say this again, cholesterol and health drug are recalled. So if you guys are taking any type of cholesterol stuff out there or heart stuff out there, go to the FDA and check out their website. That's where I'm going to point you to, because I'm not going to talk about it on this channel here. All right, so this is really interesting. Doge, and we always want to hear about Doge because they did such a wonderful job for us people, but I want to start to reap the benefits. Show us the money. Okay, they removed 1 million scammers from the Social Security system so far. 1 million scammers. Show us the money, right? And each fraudulent person was making about $1,800 a month. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that's probably a good high number for somebody that worked 40 or 50 years. And these people probably never did a lick of work a day in their life. All right. And then Doge just saved Americans. See if I can get this number right. 20 trillion. It's got too many zeros behind it. Oh, it's 20 billion. 20 billion in every single month. Well, that's good. What are you going to do with it? Where's it sitting? And I don't see it in my bank account. Do you? All right. We've got to laugh at this stuff, but we've got to ask these questions. So let's talk a little bit about the HHS. This is huge news coming to you guys. RFK Jr. just kicked off a full-blown investigation into the medications used by transgender Minneapolis shooters. And we've known this, and we've been waiting for them to finally come out and basically say, look, if you are a transgender female, there's something off about you, mental illness, whatever it might be. You start out at birth, and then you get to a certain point after puberty that you basically have these hormones that belong in a male, and then you're trying to wipe them out and remove them and put the estrogen over the testosterone. And what happens with the body? What happens to the thyroid? What happens to all these intricate parts that make up who we are? And what's actually going on there? Well, they're going to have to do some research. I also heard that they're going to do an autopsy on the latest one, the shooter. And I'm not going to say his name, Robin, I don't know, Batman, I don't know what his name was, but it was a male pretending to be a female. And let's just see. I remember doing a show with Hula Hoop when she was basically talking about the last shooter that killed somebody at the CDC center. And I said, what the father needs to do is do an autopsy to see was it a shot that actually like there was something wrong with his brain? Are we ever going to find it out? And I think it was our own one, Ronnie, that said we'll never get the results of that. We better. I am so sick and tired, as much as you guys, of hearing about who's doing what and who's violating who and yada, yada, yada. But, where is accountability in any of this? And if it was happening to just an everyday person in a civilian life, believe you me, we would be hearing about it. All right. And I know everyone says it's a movie and we're just watching it and blah, how that goes. All right. So moving right along there, let's see what else we have here. How about that mayor? What's her name? Karen Bass. She is out there. In 1983, the Capitol was bombed. She was a ringleader in 1983. You know what else is interesting? The bombing was carried out by a left-wing group called the M19. The M19 was radicalized in South Los Angeles, Versailles Brigade. The South Los Angeles, I'm not sure if I'm saying this right, Vencermoros, I don't know, brigade that was founded by the communist Democrat Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass. That's what I call her, Bass. All right, so if they've got all this, how long have they known it? Just move along, get rid of her, take her back, put her back wherever she belongs. We now know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, that there were never any Americans running this country. You guys agree to disagree? What do you think out there? All right, a couple more stories here. And if you guys are just joining me right now, if you would like a reading on your relationship, whether it is with your daughter, your son, your husband, your wife, a co-worker, whatever it might be. It could be business, it could be personal. It's a relationship across the board. And why am I doing this? Is because the stars are aligning differently, that if we don't understand who we are, it's a reading that you're asking, maybe about a significant other, but I'm going to read your energy to see what it is that's going on that possibly you could make a change and work on, because we have to work on this stuff now. All right, what else do we have out there? All right, so let's see here. So I do follow Drewski, and he said it was over before it started. And if you guys know what that means, he says nothing can stop what's coming. Many nights, many might not see it yet, but they could feel it. And if you're unaware of the good guys that won a long time ago, people don't write English. I don't know what they're writing. So basically, Drewski is saying, look, if we were to go, he's got a video out there, and it's a really good video. If you follow me, you'll see it out on X. And basically what he's saying is, all right, let's just take a look at, what is it, the looking glass, right? Everybody could see it in this looking glass who had access to it. And then at some certain point, they all both have to come to an end in this looking glass. Then one makes a move, another one makes a chest move, and another one, and then they're seeing the final results there. And so what he is basically saying, it's already at the end. Okay, you're telling me it's at the end? Show us reaping our benefits of being human beings and being in this world, but not of the world. All right, I think that's how long did I go on that one there? Let's see, where's my clock? Tick tock. All right, so I was only 15 minutes into that one. I just want to see if anybody out there is wanting a reading, anybody new specifically. I'm going to jump over to Rumble and just see if, I think my Rumble is up and running. And let's just see if this is up and running. It looks like it should be. I see a couple of people out there. So, all right. So what usually happens here is that somebody will ask a particular question, and then everybody else will kind of start to see how I'm doing the readings, and then want to know. And then they'll probably say, "Pick me, pick me," and I'm just seeing. I'm seeing Rumble just kind of. Oh, I'll bet you Rumble. So Rumble's got this new thing out there, and I think I probably got 2 channels up and running on Rumble, and the one I wanted to work is not working. Son of a gun. I'm not seeing it. Anybody out on Rumble, just let me know. I'm going to say hello out there. See, I hate when this happens. It takes away all my fun just to be able to do my analysis out there. All right, so let's see here. Okay, looks like I am live. I just had to wait for it to get caught up. All right, anybody out on Rumble want a reading, please just do so. And if you're saying, well, I already know my relationships out there, you're going to have to catch me another time when I do another type of a reading out there. All right, let's see here. I'm just going to Ronnie, you seeing anything out there? And Ronnie's got a statement about one of my stories. It is sick. And I wish I could sound like Ronnie, because Ronnie has got a very Southern draw. I don't want to even say that it's like an accent, because it isn't. It's just Southern, and it's very sweet. Even when Ronnie sounds mad, you got to laugh, because it doesn't sound like somebody like me being Italian from Chicago would sound. But she is saying it's sick how they are pushing so hard to normalize the trans movement, confusing our children. It is, but I think that we're at the end of all that. I want to truly believe that. Yeah, I do want to truly believe that. All right, let's see what else we have out there. I didn't really want to come in here to do these type of shows, and so let's see here. Doing great. Just busy getting ready for the fundraiser this next week. I know Colleen does a lot of fundraisers in her area. Colleen, are you selling your garden stuff? I think that's what she does. All right. So if you could just please share, like, and subscribe. Let's get this started. Since I don't have anybody that's actually asking me for a question out there as of yet, let me see where I'm going to go back to Rumble. Do I got anything in Rumble yet? No. All right. So this may or may not be a good time for me to be out on Rumble. Yeah, let's see here. I'm just trying to see what you guys are doing. Hey, Buck is out there. Hello, Buckshot. How are you doing? Buck says I got to stop doing the shows when I work. Oh, I know. And you got your hours that you work. We could do it like at midnight, Buck. Would that work? All right, I'm not seeing anybody. Nobody has any questions out here. And I'm actually going to jump over to YouTube, because I did put it out on YouTube, and I said, you want a reading out there, put your question down below in the community chat. So if you know that you have something, I guess what I probably will have to do is kind of shift gears here. So let me just kind of tell you, I was listening to the astrology, and it looks like there's going to be a lot of things that are coming up, and it's going to affect a few signs out there in September. So we're moving into September, and it's almost as if it's a Saturn return from my Pisces, and I guess it's going to hit me really hard. So this year I had Rick actually do a chart for me, and apparently at this time in my life I accepted, somewhere along the line I had to say, all right, just leave my teens alone, my 20s alone, my 30s alone, my 40s alone, my 50s alone, and hit me between the eyes at 60, because I'm getting hit with so many things that was really difficult, like mid 50s, early 60s, which I'm in right now. And there's another one that's actually coming up. And when he read my chart, he says, Janine, you got about 3 years of this. I'm like, holy shit. But I can do this, if I accept it, at least I know I got another 3 years to live. All right, so let's just see here. I'm trying to tap dance here with you guys. And Ronnie says, oh, look at that. Ronnie is stepping up and says, you can pull a card for me and my my son-in-law should be a doozy. All right, so your relationship with you and your son-in-law. Let's just see. So I'll pick like 3 cards, and I'll really focus on that. So this is Ronnie and her son-in-law. All right, let's see. These are the type of questions that we gotta. If we don't rectify these things that are going on right now, we don't want them to keep dragging out when the energies really shift. People talk about ascending. This is what the whole ascension thing is about. We forgive ourselves and we forgive others, and let's just see what this is. So this is Ronnie and son-in-law. I'm going to go through it one more time and just see what we get. All right. Well, it looks really good, Ronnie. So, all right. So the first thing that I'm going to talk a little bit about, what's near and dear to Ronnie's heart, is her wishes to be fulfilled. And this is the first card that actually came up. It's almost looks like a Thanksgiving card that I'm looking at. I'll put it up here for you guys to see. It's the five of keys. Wishes are being fulfilled. For maybe she's been like doing this on another level, that she wants a really good relationship, to make things go a lot better in the near future. And so I see a 5 that came with that. And usually 5s usually means, I'm just going to pick this out, Ronnie. It says a little bit of chaos around the relationship of family. Okay. And then the next one that I'm actually moving into is that you're on this particular path with a 7. It moves from a 5 to a 7 of the roses within the family. Family could be a generation above or below you. And it looks like it's a beautiful journey that you're on there, but still a little bit more work will have to be done with, just feeling. It's not work that has to be done. It's more or less accepting the situation of, that was in the past. This might is going to go into the future, and just being okay with it. And just feeling really good around this particular individual all the time. I'm not seeing anything bad. In the last card that I'm going to actually pull one more for her, and it's basically you're not going to reflect upon whatever. I think those times have moved out. For all of us, not just Ronnie, I think that we are all letting go of the energies that have happened in the past with any relationship. And you can look at it and just say, my God, this has been such a crazy, wild ride, that those things that we've been holding on to don't matter anymore. And I think that is where we're headed to when we say we got to let go and let God. These are the type of things. And it's a really good thing. And the number that comes in with this energy forces, it's an infinite energy force. So Ronnie, you probably had other lives with this particular individual that you're asking about. And the energies will come in very much like, they came in and now they're going to basically go out like a bolt of lightning. So it's a done deal. Here, it's basically all good stuff, Ronnie. And that's the thing is that we have to make some sort of a conscious choice. And I didn't get anything for you with did I get any keys? I didn't get any keys with you. So you really don't hang on to the information. I think that, is being people who are very intuitive, very sensitive, they tend to want to read the energies of the other individuals. And we've got to stop doing that. We really have to stop doing that to figure out where they are and what's going on with them out there. And we just have to kind of like take our place and know. So that's really the message to you, Ronnie. I hope that helps you out. All right. Ronnie says, what does she say? Love those cards. We have some work to do, but I'm excited to see this. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah. And I don't want to even look at things as being work to do. And it's almost going to be in an instant where we consciously make an effort to just say, it isn't here anymore. That's the past. Moving on. What we got to look forward to the present, and then the energies that come in. And so the next time that you're in this particular room with this particular individual, you just say out of sight and out of mind, and it's not even there. It doesn't exist. It did in the past, but who wants to go and live in the past anymore? It's exhausting. All right, let's see what else we have out here. I don't see anybody else. Buckshot says, hey, Ronnie, forget about it. All right, we have someone by the name of Mary Ansky out on Rumble. It says, so happy to catch you live. So much going on, and it's so exciting. She says, I'm in a small medical practice in California, IA, and she's wanting to expand it. That's a great question. So she's going to want a relationship with her business and a relationship with the community. So that's a very good question and how she phrased that. And let's just see what we have here. So welcome, Marianne Ski, if I'm even saying that correctly. Let me see if I got my cards right. And these are, by the way, Ronnie, I do like to let people know this because they remind me all the time when I'm doing these. It isn't like a record that was created for whatever you may be questioning. Okay, so if it's just, it might have been karmic that came in and something needed to be healed and something was healed and you move on. It's not like this is going into the records, my Akashic records. All right, let's see here. I love you too, Mariansky. She says much love to me out there. Let's just see what she's what's going on with the business here. Let me just shift gears. All right. Small medical practice in California. And I give her kudos for wanting to approach that. Let's see. This is for Mariansky. And the first thing I'm actually seeing here. Okay, so Mariansky, you actually know what it's like to be in the world, but not of the world, to be in the pharmaceutical, but not be in the pharmaceutical. That type of thing going back and forth. Right off the bat, you got a 2. That's relationships. This is already going into right off the bat. It's saying there's 2 worlds out there, Mary, and you're well aware of it. And let's see here. You want your business is going to climb. So I see it in the ethers, but it's obviously it's going to take a little bit of time. But you're going to get on the top of things. I'm not sure what it is that you say a small practice in California, small medical practice. If you're going to be maybe jumping into maybe the new rules that are coming out and people are going to be excited about that, you're going to have a new way of approaching the patients out there. But I see that coming, and you have to be looking at it from, you've got 2s all over the place, and so your relationship with people out there is unbelievable. And so you're going to be getting a lot of messages from time to time about this. When I say messages, it could be spiritual messages that are coming to you. You might have somebody on the other side that'll help you. Or you might even have an archangel that is there helping guide you to get to this keys. So you got the 7 of keys, and keys are what is near and dear to your heart. And that's you saying, I don't want to be on the top of the mountain, but I want to be able to do the best that I could do for people out there. That's what I'm picking up for you, Mariansky. And you're going to balance. You're going to balance the sun and the moon. And the way that you can actually do that, you're going to take in all the you understand energy, you understand the metaphysical arena, you understand the forces that are out there, and you're going to be able to balance it. And that's what people are going to pick up on when they walk into what you're saying is just a medical practice, a small medical practice. Good luck to you. Mariansky, you're doing great. She says, my medical practice is integrative, not so much Western medicine. And I did come from that and left it. Very good. So you know where you're headed. And this is a really good thing. And this is a card I want to show you. You are going to be the queen of the forces, balancing out the energies of, and not only that, it started out with the 2 worlds, to be in the world, but not of the world. You could see these are definitely 2 different worlds. So the scrolls, as you know how the old medical arena went. So it's ancient. Well, how do I say this? That the ancient technology of medicine, and I hate that word medicine, but then you're going to blend it in with, the natural things. Good luck to you. This is a really good reading for you. And I appreciate you asking that question. And yay, Mary, good for you. And, just hang your shingle out there and let them all know that, get somehow, tied into RFK Jr.'s, if you're not already listening to what he's talking about, the plants out there, what you have to eat, how to balance the gut. Everything starts with the gut. And then once you get that into balance, then everything else in the body starts to feel really good, right? Okay, let's see here. That is what I have. Fantastic questions out there. I appreciate you guys coming in and asking. Let's see what else we have out here. I want to see if I missed anything. Just give me one momento. One momento, please. That's what Ronnie was asking for one. Okay. So all you guys are really good with all your relationships out there. Buck, how's your relationship with work? Those type of things there. I think that was everything there. Yeah. I'm just going to try to see if there's any new comments out here. And there's Lori's is in the house. Everyone say hello to Lori's. Hey, hey. All right. So, that's what I have. And I love doing these type of readings for you guys. And I'm glad you guys are catching me at this new hour. I'm going to see if it is aligned with where I should be later in the day than earlier in the morning. Lori's. Oh, I missed something that Lori was saying there. They're so pretty, air balloons. They meet you next year. All right. Let's see. They're talking among themselves. All right. Thanks, Ronnie, for putting this up here. I just want to kind of ask everyone for prayers, actually. And if anybody else needs these type of prayers, please ask for them also, too. It just doesn't stop with readings. We go on and on. So Ronnie was saying, if you want to help support Dominique, and we just found out yesterday, and it broke my heart. And that's when I kind of put my Italian foot down. And I basically said they are saying that now she has a rare disease of lupus along with her kidney disease. And of course, my knee-jerk reaction was all the pharmaceutical stuff that she's taking, a combination of 15 pills a day. And they don't want her to jump on the dialysis just yet. So she's got all kinds of skin problems and everything else that's happening for her right now. But I just would like for anybody that hears this to basically give a prayer. And not only that, me and my older sister who lives down here in the area also is basically saying, okay, this is what we have to do. She tried it her way. Now the aunties are going to step in. And if we have to find another second opinion in another state, we will do that. Nothing against her doctor that's in Arkansas right now, but let me tell you, the better the doctors are usually in the bigger cities, usually, not always, but we're going to have to find some answers. And I also have a Hula Hoops husband who's a doctor looking into some stuff for me as we speak. And I do appreciate him so much. All right. So Mary Ansky basically says, thank you so much. All spot on. Many blessings. RFK is my mentor for years, she says. Fantastic. And I truly, when he basically says, if you don't have to, there's certain foods out there that you can eat. And I can't remember the name. It was Kill something or other. I can't remember what it was, but it supposedly is a plant and it tastes awful. And so what people have done is they've taken it and they've made it into a powder, and now it's a tablet, and you take it, and it actually it's a replacement for Ozempic. Just put it that way. And people are losing weight off of it. They're getting their gut in line. Yes, we all have leaky guts out there because of the crap that we have. And this is another thing that I want to talk about. This is going back maybe 25, 30 years ago, 30 years at least for me. Is that I used to do all these healings out of my house. I would call in all these practitioners from California, you name it, and they would all come to little Illinois, and I would have a list of people that wanted to go through them. And the first thing that I ever heard from this one woman, she was Native American that came out. She did craniosacral work, and she said there's more people out there that have leaky guts. This was 30 years ago. And we didn't know what we were eating. We didn't know what was being sprayed here, being sprayed there, being sprayed everywhere. Give the dog whatever. But you know what I'm saying, you guys? It's crazy. And now that we're 30 years later into this, and they're basically saying that, we all have leaky gut, and a lot of people still haven't even heard of what leaky gut is. Yeah, let's see here. Buck, I'm just going to ask you this. Do you want me to do something on that? I won't if you don't want me to. All right. Kathy 25 out on Rumble is saying, can I ask a question about my daughter and her husband's relationship? I can pull the cards and see, and it's going to come through your energy, Kathy 25, and we'll see what we got going on. Now, just keep in mind that you're asking about someone else outside of yourself, and if you can honestly say, Kathy, just give me a thumbs up or what have you, that it would be okay with your daughter to ask this type of question. I don't ever like crossing the energies, the lines, whatever it might be. And if I don't get any information, it's because there was a no. So let's just see where this goes. All right, let's see. Kathy 25 wants daughter and husband relationship. All these relationships today for people that I guess are Gen Zs or even after Gen Zs. I don't even know how it all works, you guys, but those are the ones that are they're struggling. They are struggling, and if they cannot compare their life to the boomers generation, because it's completely two different worlds. Sometimes we can relate, sometimes we can't. They all went through a school system. Yada yada yada. All right, so let's see what we have here. Kathy, I'm gonna wait. There's a little bit of delay on Rumble out there. Let's see what else we have out here. I didn't see an answer from Buck, so I won't go there with him. Good enough. That's good enough. All right. So Kathy 25, I'm going to throw it out and just see what I get on. Daughter and son-in-law. Another daughter and son-in-law. Look at that. All right. All right, so the first number that comes up with that one is a 1 and a 9. It's 19. It's a 2. It's the relationship. Maybe, let's just see. I got to pull a couple more here. I'm not getting a full story yet. This information has been written into the Akashics. There is a record in the library on this, so this is Kathy, let me know if she says absolutely. Let me know, is this something that goes way back with this relationship? It's almost like I want to say an old wound, and now things are up in the air right now, and maybe somebody hasn't quite forgiven one of the partners. And I'm going to say that it's the Queen of the Rose, so I'm going to say it's her that is kind of hurting more than anything, and so that's what I'm seeing. So if you kind of understand this, Kathy, you could tell that it's a female energy, beautiful, and when I talk about roses, that's a relationship. So this is the person that's overseeing the relation, probably taking care of kids and the whole household and everything else that goes along with it. But there's no spirituality around any of this. It's almost as if it's kind of like, you wake up, you brush your teeth, you go to work, you do the same thing, and repeat and rinse. And there's spirituality has been ignored. And at some point, something is going to give. So that's why you're kind of seeing things are kind of up in the air. And there is some communications that really need to be cracked open here. And that's about as far as I go with this one. So if that answers your question, McAfee, about the daughter and son-in-law, if you were kind of wondering about it, sometimes people hide their relationships. That's where we're at right now. All right, let's see what else we have out there. I have no idea what you guys are talking about there, but let's see here. Somebody's saying, Buck, we know that you're a Casanova. Okay, McAfee, just let me know how I did with that one. Just put your comments out on Rumble. I appreciate it. And let me know if anybody wants an extended reading on this or on yourself or anybody else. Just reach out to me, and I'll put my my email up there. It's ttpreadings@gmail.com. I don't charge a lot of money. Actually, I sometimes if I feel the need, it could be free, but other times I will at least ask for a little bit of a fee if I take the time to do a reading with you for about a half an hour. All right, let's see. And it could be any amount, whatever you think is fair in your heart. All right. Ronnie is saying no questions over here. Yeah, McAfee is basically saying she has 3 kids and 2 dogs. So she is running the gamut, and I am really hot. The energies are really flowing here today, you guys. And let's see, anything else? Let's see how's my time on here. I'm only 40 minutes into this. What else you guys want? You want me to? Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought so, McAfee. So you're welcome. You are so welcome on that. Yeah, there's certain things that I won't say, because we are where we are, and I'm doing these, but I'm learning to be pulled back a little bit when needed. All right, let's see here. Thank you, Ronnie. All right, let's see here. Colleen says, my poor kids can't even find anyone decent to date. I feel bad for them. You want to know something, Colleen? And I don't know if it's because it's Illinois, and people put the S on it, noise, and if it's Illinois, but I think that particular area, there is something, that people just wait. I don't know what it is. They wait and to try to find, somebody that comes close to, what they think would be a really good relationship for the rest of their life. But there's somebody that would always say to me, and this is probably going back, I don't know, 20 years ago, that in Illinois, that would basically say, I'm going to, I've got some kids. My kids are never going to get married. I'm never going to be a grandmother. And as this person was saying this to me, I'm seeing the wedding. I'm seeing the kids, the grandkids, and I've even picked out a name. I saw the name of the guy. And then I actually would see how they met. These are the type of things that I would get visually as people were talking about this. And most of it came to fruition that way. But, let's just talk about this, Colleen. Do you mind if I pull some cards on your kids? Let me know. All right. Anybody else out there on Rumble Land while I'm I don't see anything else on Rumble Land. I see something that popped up. When I'm this hot, I have to have something ice cold. It's got to bring the temperature down with me. All right. Colleen says, do one for my 30-year-old son. Oh, I thought you only had daughters. Well, I'll be. Let's see. 30-year-old son. See, Colleen, I really don't know you. All right. I got a couple more that I want to star off on here. And we've got 2 more on YouTube. I got them, Ronnie, just in case you're still with us. All right. So 30 years old, and it's Colleen's son. And I'm guessing that she's wanting to know if there's a relationship. Can I go this way with you, Colleen? Is there a relationship in the future, or what? I could just pull it just on him, but I'm doing relationships, so that's where I'm going to go with it. If you don't mind, if it's something different, let me know. Oh, okay, I see what she's saying. All right, I'm just going to pull it and see what's going on. What is going on with Colleen's son? In any relationships? Wow. So yeah, so the first thing that actually comes up in here is the forces, the energies they're very, very strong. So we're moving into it's not this autumn, it's next autumn, Colleen. So take note of this. It's next autumn. His communications, whatever he is doing, he's whether there's so if I'm talking not this fall, so it's like almost another calendar year, he's going to make a lot of changes, and it's going to be very strategic changes that is going to happen for him. That's what I'm getting. And one of the things that's going to be affected is his communication. So I'm not sure. I'm kind of sensing that he's a little more shyer. I don't know if that's even true or not. But let's see here. He has. Wow, this is interesting. So not this fall, but next fall again. And I'm actually seeing a possibility of that relationship may not go as far. But then when wintertime comes around of the same year, he's going to pick up more. I don't know what it is. It's more. He'll have another relationship. Let me just say it that way. There'll be more forces around him to actually go into one. So it's almost as if you were to say, oh my God, does he have it was this karmic or anything like that we know that he had to work through? And I'm saying if it was, he's at the end of it. I'm not seeing it as like being a problem a year from now. And he's definitely going to be a lot different, a lot stronger. And that's what we're going to start seeing with people. We're not going to even recognize their energies because that we are all kind of doing an upgrade, if you will. You want to call it that. But we're all going to be doing something so subtle on so many different levels that if we've always wanted a relationship and if we're doing the work on ourselves, this is the time that you can't just sit there and just say, bring me a relationship. We have to do the work and whatever the work that is required of doing it. But I actually see him being not as emotional, if I could say that, Colleen, and he's going to be standing very, very strong. So I hope that helps you out there. And let's see, who else do we have out there? All right. Let's see. I think I start off someone else on. I'm going to get over to, I think Mary Ansky has another question. Question. Okay, I will take a card about maybe finding love one day. Wow, if that's not passive aggressive, the way that you put that in there. Now, Mary, go back and ask me. I'm kidding. I am so kidding with that one there. All right. So, and then after that, it's Terrain. I think it's how you say it is Terrain. Says, please pull a card for me. Colleen, let me know what your thoughts are on that one for your son. And things are going to change, Colleen. They're going to definitely change. Colleen, in the area that you're in, and I always say that it is, but so we've got. I don't know if it's true or not for the NGs actually going out to Chicago, cleaning up things. You can't be in this environment and not feel like, well, why the hell am I even alive? You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of dramatic, but. Yeah. So, and why would I want to have a relationship? Why would I want to do this? But no, people know that if they were to tear down all the bullshit, all the negative energy and everything else, what it always comes out to is love. We all want love on some level, whether we fantasize about a particular, like we follow a particular movie, a hopeless romantic movie or whatever it is, or we have a particular thing that we ask for in a relationship. Well, I want my space and I'll allow them to have their space and I'm going to be okay with that. Or other ones, well, I just really, I'm an empath and I want to meet an empath but I want to be able to make sure that, that when everything is really good, it's good. But empaths, when they do kind of fall out, they could fall out like really bad. So you really have to know what it is that you are wanting. And, you have to, in order to do that, you have to know thyself. Okay, so let's get back to Terrain. He says, pick a card for me. Or wait, I was on Mary. All right, I'm just going to pick one for Mary and just see. She's looking for love. Is she looking for love in all the wrong places, or is she looking for love in all the right places? Let's see what we got going on here. Let's see. And I'll get back to Rumble over to you, Mary Ansky, in a minute. All right. So the first thing that's coming up for Mary is, yeah, you're definitely, Mary, about rebirth and birthing again, and that's what you're wanting to do. Let's just see what we got coming up here. Yeah. So I have two cards here stuck together. All right. Yeah, Mary, when I actually see this, I pulled four cards for you instead of one. But yeah, you have there's down deep inside, the commitment that you have to finding love again is so very strong. And it's almost as if I were to say, Mary J, if I was going to go back in time with you, I could see like how maybe when you were about 5, 6 years old, and the way that you thought about love. What I want to say to you is go back to trying to remembering what you thought love was at that age. Is very innocent and very pure. I'm not saying, and then when you got to be like a teenager, you remember the first time that you really maybe never even met somebody, but it was more coming from, you've seen somebody from afar and you kind of had this connection to them, and it was almost a knowing of the energies to just say, oh my God, this guy would be perfect for me. But that type of thing is where I'm going with it. I think you kind of lost your way with wanting to know what it would feel like again, and I'm trying to jumpstart you with that, if this makes any sense, and if it doesn't, please just let me know. But you have a strong commitment to finding love again, and you're going to find it. But I really think that you have to believe it. You really do have to believe it. And that's what I'm seeing, is a lot of times we just give up on it. We just say, I want love, but I don't think there's anyone out there for me. Or maybe change your wording. Like I was saying earlier, when I was looking for it, I basically would just say, I now have a wonderful man in my life. And I said that about 100 times a day. I now have a wonderful man in my life. And what does that mean? But you also have to have the visualization and have the feeling behind that. And that's why I'm telling you, go back and take a look at the innocence and the purity, or you just remembering what it was like to have a really cool energy and know that at some level that was love, whether you're 20s, 30s, or 40s. Hope that helps you out. And good luck with you on that, Mary. And then we're going to move on to, I think it's Tarang. Is that how you say this? Tarang, can you please pull one for me? Yes, you better believe it. And then I'm going to jump back over to Rumble and see what's going on over there. All right. I'm just going to scroll down here 1 minute. Let me just take a breather. All right. Yeah. Yeah, that's all going to change with him. He's going to really learn how to read. Talking to Colleen. Sorry, where'd it go? Colleen up here saying he's an empath, and that's what he's going to be working on. He's almost as if you're an empath and you're constantly not engaging with people with true communication, and you're more reading their face or reading their energy, you're sensing them, because for some reason, when empaths, really deep empaths, do that, it's their way to survive in the world, because they never trusted what anybody says or what anybody does in action. So they become one of these that almost are magically can read the energy of a person, and that is what will his communication. It's gonna get a lot better, Colleen. I hope that helps you out. He's gonna work on it. All right, let's see here. What was her name? All right, so that was Tarang. Let me just pull that here. I don't know if it's a male or female. And then I'll do one more, and then we should be good for the hour. What do you guys think so far? Let me know how I'm doing out there. All right, let me just get the answer from Mary. I used to look at the clouds and dream about Mr. Right. Maybe he's in the clouds now. Tarang, All right, Turing is basically just asking about feeling like, am I on the right track? Am I on the right path? How are they, for a relationship? Because that's where I'm going to take this. And it is sometimes, yeah, you definitely are. I mean, you got the Five of Keys, which is wishes fulfilled. Who do we start out with that? What I think was Ronnie, with the wishes that are fulfilled with this here. And I just kind of want to say that a lot of times if you're having struggles within a relationship, where's that person's name here? Because I can't. Oh, here it is. This is who I'm reading for, if you're wondering. Definitely, wow, looks really, really good. This particular person actually is tapping into a very is a very old soul, and probably has a lot more memories than most people do. And sometimes you can get lost in certain energies, but I see you all the way. So the keys that you have very near and dear to your heart. If you're not in a relationship, I think if you are in a relationship, it's going really good. It's probably even going to get better. But if you're looking for a relationship at this point, I think that you're on the right track, and that's what this is telling me here right now. I hope this was able to help them out. And let me just see how this one ends. I put more of them. This person is very spiritual. So if you're looking for somebody else that's out there that's spiritual, you might have to give and take some things, because I think that that you've been studying spirituality for a very long time, Terrain. And sometimes we have to learn, how do I put this here, is that they're going to teach you and you're going to teach them, and it's all going to balance out. How's that? All right, let's see what else we have over here. Okay, so is that everyone, Ronnie, or anybody out there, any moderators? Did I miss anyone out there? Oh, here's Ronnie. He says, I do that all the time. I'm always reading the room and the energies. And again, if a lot of people out there are saying that this is what they do, is because they could not, so in other words, you have somebody that you walk into a room and they're you could see their facade, you can see their bullshit, and you have to read them. You got to go scanning them, right? Reading the energies. What is it about them? Warning, Will Rogers. If you're my age, you know what that means. Okay, Terang is saying, I am a female. Okay, good. And says, I am doing great. You're doing great. Okay. And then, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. So, Terang, you're doing fantastic on your path right now. You could change whatever that you want to change, but in reference to the relationship, and that relationship, you'll figure it out with the balancing of the energies. And I think you're more than capable of doing that, so don't second guess yourself anymore. All right, let's see here. She says, I am deeply, hello. It's not coming up. It's not coming up what she is saying. I've got some weird thing coming up, but she's saying, I'm deeply interested in spirituality. For some reason, I'm not able to click on the screen right now. And yeah, I don't know what's going on here. All right. So I'm going to jump back over to Rumble. Rumble Rants out there. And Mariansky says, I don't mean to hog the call. Just hang on. I'm having technical difficulties right now. All right. I think it's good. That was really, really weird. Okay. It's almost like I had two windows that were going at the same time, and I really didn't. Yeah. Buck says I lost you, but I'm back, you guys. All right. So, all right. So the first thing I want to say is that Mary Ansky says, I don't mean to hog the call, but I'm also wondering about my boys. They are adults. I'm 68 and no grandchildren. Any hope? Well, let's see. There's always hope. Hope floats. Love floats. Yeah. Um, Kids are waiting a hell of a lot longer nowadays. Why, I don't know. It could be some programming that needs to be broken. Somebody needs to cut the tape and all that. What do you guys think is going on out there? I just saw when I was back in Illinois, there was a neighbor that lived behind me. I was on Facebook with her. We used to have a novelty store. We made up T-shirts and hoodies and stuff like that. And she had a young son. I think he was about 19 years old at that time, and he was very, very confused. He was in a relationship, wasn't happy, where he thought he should be. And then he goes into the service, and then comes back out, meets a wonderful girl. They got 5 kids now, 5 beautiful babies. I was like, whoa. And it's just a matter of who they meet. And, if you know in your heart that you want a lot of kids, do it. All right. We're going to go back to Mary Ansky and see where we are. I'm going to get back to Colleen on this one down here that she's doing. I'm just going to see what's going on here. All right. So she is 68 years old. And what does she say? I wish I could put it up on the thing here. It says, they are adults and I'm 68 and no grandchildren. Any hope? Well, first of all, you are a great role model for them. You're basically, your children have picked up the energies of you in balance. Okay. And I'm looking over there like she's here talking to me, but there's a 4 that comes up with this, which tells me a little more structure is needed for them. But and you could take whatever that is, but it's a clearing of the way, and they have to change the structure. Whatever that structure might be, the foundation of something is going to change. And actually, let's just see what comes of this. Yeah, but it's all about balance around this question and this person. And I've never seen this before. It comes balance. It starts out with the balance and it ends in the balance. So you've got the 7 of the forces. And as some of you may or may not know, like when I'm doing readings, I'll tell you symbolically, the energy for, there's forces, there's keys, and forces are basically just all about the energy and the consciousness, right? And the natural law to create a reality. And so when I see this for what is her name again? Mary Ansky. It starts out with the balance card for her again, like it ended in the last one, and it ends in this one with the total balance of it, the 7 forces, and it's all very good, strong energy. So I don't know why they're not in a relationship. I mean, Mary Ansky, if you wanted to take this a little bit further, you all can always contact me, and there's my email address there. But there's no reason why they shouldn't. So with that, I'm going to jump back over to Colleen and just see what is going on. She says the kids aren't waiting; they just don't have any prospects. Let's just see what's going on with that. Is there any prospects around the kids of Colleen? Just to creation, life, right? We talk about relationship, but there's also the creation that goes with that. And let's just see here. Any prospects for Colleen's children? Yeah, there were. Which one is spiritual like you, Colleen? You don't have to answer me. It's almost, I want you to think about this because this is the information that's coming up on that one. You said you have 3 kids, and that one there, there is somebody out there for, and actually there is somebody for the one that's spiritual like you. A lot of light around this particular child. And then the other one, which is almost somebody that one of the kids that holds all their information like really close. They're protective, very protective of whatever it is, and is very too cautious. Let's just say it that way. But and that particular child there needs a way to express the creativity of whatever it might be. And then once you open up your creativity, you open up a lot of things around you, and then things start to flow. The energy start to flow for you. But the second one that I'm actually getting, and Colleen, you don't have to tell us, is that, and this is for you, for your own peace of mind. The one that is almost, that holds all the information. And I want to say this, Colleen, with the utmost respect for you and your family, that this one took on things ancestral. So let's just say this one may have been closer to a grandparent or mimics a grandparent. And so these energies are kind of passed down. They skip a generation. They may have skipped you if you have other siblings and stuff like that, and went to the grandkids. So that's what I'm seeing here. And then, of course, the third one, which I think you said you had 3 kids, it would be, it goes back to, it's got to be the son here, and goes back to, there's no more karmic stuff that this son has to actually worry about. And actually, this I think your son is more concerned with the healings, the arts, that type of thing. So maybe he, will open up his creativity to that if he hasn't already. All right, and so he needs to diversify a little bit more. And you know what that means is getting out, trying different things, meeting different people. I hope that was able to help you out a little bit. Woo! I think I am done here. I am baked. And what do you guys think? Just let me know. Please leave your comments out there for me. Let's see what we have out on Rumble. Somebody's got a comment out there. It says, and Buck, you can do a joke with this one. This says it'd be really hard to date these days now because you have to make sure what sex that they are. Yeah, I mean, is that where you lead in? Were you born a male? Were you born a male? Those profiles, swipe right, anything like that. I'm just having fun with you guys. We can't take this all too seriously. And Ronnie says I don't see him in the chat anymore. Oh, okay, you guys are talking about among yourselves. Ronnie says, do you have time to pull a card on me and our good friend Legit? Oh yeah, Legit, where are you? Where are you, Legit? All right. Let's see. Yeah, let's pull one for Legit. Let's see. A relationship for Legit. I remember Legit's energy. Very sweet. All right. All right. Let's see here. Legit. The relationship with Legit. I remember doing some of these for Legit. Has he had any relationships? Let's see. We've got one coming up. Let's put it in a form with the intention that Legit wants a relationship. Is there one on the horizon for him? Legit. Well, all right. So the first thing that we're going to start out is structure for Legit. All right. It's coming with the 4 of the roses. He's very close to his family. So when I see roses, that's what I mean when I talk about these symbols here. So if you know me, you know that roses are relationships and the emotion within the family. So very structured. He's got a good handle on that, and which is good because that's the foundation of wanting a relationship and moving forward. But I'm not sure what is stopping him, because right away what actually came in with that was the views of his ego. So either he is talking down, his ego is keeping him stuck down. It's a better way of saying it. Or let's see what else we have here. Let me just go further on. There's absolutely no reason why he cannot start his own little bird nest. Here you go, Legit. If you're listening, paying attention out there, your communications will be really good. And so what also comes up with this also too is you haven't prepared yourself. So when I see the Buddha, and the Buddha is not in the right place, in the right position for you, and the Buddha is basically saying, you know, what does the Buddha usually tell you? You have to prepare yourself for what is going to come, right? And then so a lot of times that we tend to, number one, stop taking care of ourselves, stop thinking about a relationship. We just stop altogether, and that's where this ego came in to play. And it's almost, and if I could show this to you without you saying this is too negative, and I hope you guys don't see it this way, but you have to really take a look at the views of your ego and what is it doing. Do you see it keeping you stuck in the past? Do you see it just keeping you or lying to you, or those type of things? And so what I would, you know, and it's all really good. So the forces that come along with this is it's a one. It's not strong enough, but it's still there. It's still present. And so legit, there's no reason why you should not be in a relationship. And there's just a few things that you need to take a look at, and then, you know, step outside. Just step outside. All right. Let's see what we have over here. You're welcome, Mariansky. I hope that I was able to help you out. Anybody else out there? Did I miss anyone, Ronnie? And thanks, Ronnie, for asking for legit, if he's even out here, if he's listening. Hey, legit. Yeah. You know, this thing here, let's just kind of talk about this. How many of us have backed away from relationships, you know, because we didn't want to get hurt? Well, I can kind of think about mine. You know, I think I went one time, you know, a few years without wanting to date. And then when you get back out there, you know, how does anyone date these days, really? You know, and are people being true and who they are? I mean, I remember, oh gosh, what was the name of the dating apps? And it was it was on the tip of my head, and then it left. You would sign up for these things, you put these profiles together, and then you get on there and you try to talk with these people, and they're not who they actually say they are. And that is so. Boy, when I wanted to meet somebody, I'd actually go out with a bunch of friends, and we go out to an establishment, and we just be, we came with all girls, and we go home with all the girls, but we got a chance to get out and meet some different guys. And if you had the chemistry and it hit off right, you know, it's a different time. You know, it was a totally different time. Now look at the time that these kids and what they're actually dealing with. It's just, all I can say is that we got to put the energy out there that it will all change, and everything is changing. And that's why I said, Colleen, with him, is that it'll take a little bit more time, but he's going to figure it out, and he's going to see himself, how worthy of himself that he is. Okay. All right. Let's see here. All right. I want to show you guys this picture. You guys, can you see this okay without my ring light hitting it? That's me at the end. That's little old Janine when she was about 4 years old. I found this picture today. I'm going through photo albums and stuff, and I found this. So this was the tree that my father actually chopped down, and it was a cherry tree. And for years we made jokes about it. We're all standing on it. That's my brother next to me holding my hand, and then his two friends, which I can't remember who the hell they were for the life of me. So I'm just going to end it right there with you guys, and hope that you guys all enjoy. Any questions out there for anybody? You can catch me if the algorithm says this is a good time to come on here, 5:30 during the week, or on the weekends. I would definitely will do that. Let's see, who do we have out there? Did I miss anyone, Ronnie? Did I miss anyone, Ronnie? Oh, Lori's is saying, yeah, love hurts. Yeah. How many of us have sang that song loud and proud, right? With all of our friends in the car. Oh, Ronnie is saying, oh, he wasn't here, but she said she'll make sure he watches it. Just tell him to go all the way to the end of the show, because it's out there for him. Lori says, oh, cuteness overload. Yeah, thanks, Lori's. Yeah, okay. So there we are. I appreciate you guys. Enjoy your weekend. I don't know if I'm coming back here tomorrow or not. If something happens, if I feel the energy to do so. I appreciate you guys wanting to do the relationship readings. It's a lot of fun for me to do this with you guys. If you know anybody out there that really is struggling and wants to work through something, I go a lot deeper with all of my readings, and I'll even tell you how to overcome something, but it's up to you to do the homework and to get it done. And there's a lot of young kids out there that I want to see flourish and have these relationships and have, really good, healthy relationships, and not be confused by all the bullshit chaos that's out there. Everybody, we just have to pray for the children, no matter what age that they are. Children are children in my eyes, and we just have to, continue to send good vibes to whether they're grandchildren, middle-aged children, no matter what it is, and just let them know that they are loved and they can be loved. Take care, everyone, as I love you. Bye now.